Problem number 9 on the multiple choice, and it reads 811 times 235 minus 236 times 0.46 plus 1189 times 0.235 minus 764 times 0.46. So this kind of seems like a trivial question. Why is this on my test? You know, this is just algebra. But it's actually testing grouping. So if you pick the patterns, everything is about looking closely and finding a pattern. So here we see that the 0.235 repeats here and here, and that the 0.46 repeats here and here. So don't worry if you don't see the patterns right away. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Look for the pattern. Look for the pattern. It took me a little bit to see what this was, how to answer those questions, how to go about solving it. But if you keep thinking throughout the test, you know, trying to find the pattern, you'll get better at it. So now that we've seen how we're going to group this, let's go ahead and take out 0.235 from the first. So we have 811, and from this one. So it's a positive 1189. And then let's go ahead and take out a 0.46 from the second factor, which is negative 236. Make sure you see this negative. So negative 236. And from the last one is another negative 764. We keep the negative inside, or we could bring it out here, same thing. So let's see. These guys, let's add them together, and it's going to be 1189 plus 811. So we've got 0, 1, 0, another 0, 2000. So it actually, you know, it seems like it's going to be a lot of working out numbers, but it turns out to come out to a very nicely looking number. So this is just 0.235 times 2000 and I bet that the second number is also going to come out to a very nicely looking number. It's going to be a negative because negative plus negative. So adding this 2 is going to be a 0. Let's see, 236, 764. So we got 10, another 0, and 1000. So see, another nicely looking number. So with this one, it's pretty easy to see that if we multiply this by 1,000, we really only need to move this dot over 3 spots. So 1, 2, 3. So this is going to turn out to be 460 negative. And for the first one, we could also do something simple like this, like just moving the decimal point by taking this 2 out, multiplying it to here. So that's going to be the only really a lot of math that you're going to have to do. So 235 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. 2 times 2 is 4. So 0.47. So what this is doing is I have 0.47 times 1,000. So you follow here. What I did was take out, or put this into 2 parts. 1,000 times 2. So I multiplied this by 2, and then left 1,000, so that way I can move my decimal point pretty easily. So this means I move my decimal point 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So I get 470 minus 460. So you see how we went from a really complicated, long-looking equation to just 2 non-decimal numbers. So this is just 10. So if we look at the solutions, we have option A is 0, option B is 10, and then we have 189, negative 225, 712.88. So these answers are kind of geared towards confusing you because you have some that, like the last one is 712.88, and you have some like 0. So it really doesn't give you much of a hint as to how to deal with it. But since a lot of the lecture focused on factoring and looking for patterns, we know how to handle this. So 10 is answer B.